Let me actually go on and talk about what I call the Bermuda Triangle of valuation. The three big reasons why valuations fail. And it's not about the numbers, it's not about the models, it's not about the metrics. Here's the first and biggest problem in valuation. Most people, when they sit down to value a company or a business, already have a preconception of what they expect to see as the value. It's very difficult not to. We almost never start with a blank slate when you value a company. Everything you've read about the company, everything you know about the company is going to become part of that preconception. The great irony is, the more you know about a company, the stronger those preconceptions are. And when those preconceptions get set, your valuation follows. So if I think a company is a great company, guess what? My valuation is going to deliver a high value. In fact, let me add to that proposition. You tell me who pays you to do a valuation and how much you get paid. I'll tell you which direction the bias is going to be and how much the bias is going to be. This is, I think, one of the fundamental rules in valuation. When I see a valuation cross my desk, before I look at the numbers and the assumptions, I ask two questions. Who did this valuation? Who paid them to do this valuation? Because your biases are going to be preset by what your mission is. If you're an investment banker and I come to you for a valuation of a target company and I really want to take over the target company, remember, your mission is to get the deal done. You're going to find a way to justify that value. Not surprisingly, your valuation will deliver exactly the result I hope to see, that this company is a bargain. Second big misconception about valuation, that valuation is somehow a science. You know what feeds into this? You sit in front of computers with models and you enter numbers, and after a while you tell yourself, well, I'm being objective. All I'm doing is using numbers. Well, don't be deceived. Even though you might be using numbers, those numbers are estimates. And when you think about those estimates are going to come with a great deal of uncertainty, and uncertainty scares people. So when you do a valuation, one of the tests you ask yourself is, am I comfortable? Am I certain about these numbers? And especially if you come from a quantitative background, you're going to look at those numbers and say, well, I'm really uncomfortable. These numbers could be wrong. Well, guess what? They're always going to be wrong because you're forecasting the future. And one of the great ironies in valuation is the more uncomfortable you feel valuing a company, the greater the payoff to doing a valuation. That sounds strange, right? You're valuing a technology company with a lot of growth potential. You are going to be more uncomfortable than when you value a stable company where everything is pretty much set. But those technology companies with growth potential, those are exactly the companies where you should persevere. Make your best estimates. And remember that most people give up on these companies. And here's the third misconception about valuation. If you make a model bigger, it's going to get better. And it's so easy to build big models now. As you build these big models in Excel or whatever your tool of choice is, remember, you have to make those assumptions, those inputs that drive these models. And as these models get really complex, two things happen. One is these models become black boxes. After a while, it's not clear who's running whom. Are you running the model? Or is the model running you? The other is you have input fatigue. At some point in time, as you start entering those numbers, it becomes garbage in, garbage out. So here's a message I hope to deliver. As you look at valuations, one of the first things you should try to do is be parsimonious. What do I mean by that? If you can value a company with 3 inputs, don't go looking for 5. If you can value a company with 3 years of forecast, don't do 10. Less is more.